just kick it off with this, since our pal Arthur over here is going back to court for Harvey Weinstein, who, thanks to Arthur, we talked about this, when he did it, has a new trial in New York on these criminal allegations against him that he's a sexual pervert. And Arthur represented him in the trial, but he got convicted. But then Arthur got the conviction thrown out because they let everybody and her mother take the stand, even people who weren't plaintiffs or victims alleged in the case. And the Court of Appeals of New York State said, you can't do that. That wasn't fair to Mr. Weinstein. So now he's back in court, and the jury selection begins on Tuesday?
Yeah, jury selection begins on Tuesday. And Megyn, that's the biggest hurdle here. It's, 90% of the cases, 99% of the cases Mark and I are involved with, you walk into a courtroom and jurors don't know who the defendant is. They don't know what the charges are. You have a clean slate. So at least you have a shot at the jury reaching a verdict based on the evidence they hear in court. Here, the huge hurdle we have is, God forbid, they base the evidence on what they see on TMZ or People Magazine or something along those lines. So the jury selection part is going to be tedious because we're going to ask, okay, can we have a raise of hands? Who knows who this is? Okay, fine. And then when you say, raise your hands if you know about this case, you then need to call them in the back individually because you don't want them to blurt out, oh, yeah, I know Harvey's a rapist and he's a bad guy and he killed he killed his cat. And so one at a time, you have to ask them what they know and whether they can get over their own personal knowledge, what's in the hard drive of their brain, to then just base their verdict on the facts that they're going to hear in this trial. Not a trial in California, not a trial in New York 5 years ago, not some documentary on Netflix. So jury selection here, probably more than any case I've ever been involved with, is probably the most important part of the whole case.